Hello guys and girls, Griezilla here and I hope you're all well. And today you join me at 6.0 in the Japanese Hori prototype. Yes, the Hori. One of my favourite tanks. I do love this thing. It is basically the Japanese Ferdinand. It doesn't have quite as much frontal armour as the 30. Maybe not as good a gun, depends who you ask really. But this thing is still an amazing vehicle. It is superb and it is really good fun. Now I have talked in length about this before. When it came out I did do a few talks on it, specifically talking about the real prototype version, which was actually going to have a 75mm gun in the hull. Let's just switch to the free camera here. So much like the Hori? Which one am I? I'm in the Horo, aren't I? A Hori, so I think it's a Horo, or yeah, one of them anyway. The auto-loading tank. I've forgotten the name of it, man. But you have the 75mm in the hull, and this was originally going to have 75mm as well as the 105mm. But this back section here was going to be cut off, and there were going to be twin 25mm anti-aircraft guns placed on the back of this thing. I really wish we got that in game because boy, that thing would be incredibly overpowered. Anyway, today we are versing the Ruskies, the British and the Americans. Oh, always such fun at this tier because you face some tanks that just, well, they're very strong, so to say. However, they're not always strong enough to survive this 105mm beast of a round. Now, this round is pretty much a one-hit killer. The Type 2 APHE has a ridiculous amount of explosive mass to it. 200 grams of TNT, has great penetration, and it will just devour anything it penetrates. As you see there with that T-34, straight through the side, instant kill. Now we've got an M36 coming up the hill here. Reload. Boom, straight through the turret. We kill all the crew with one hit. The shrapneling of this thing, the explosive mass of this thing are fantastic. And it really does make this tank one very good vehicle. Now this is the premium variant. There is the regular Tech Tree variant, which is 6.7, and I'm working on unlocking that at the moment because I would like to do a video on it before 7.7 comes out. Also because I really do like this tank. It's one of the better Japanese vehicles out there, in all honesty, mainly because, again, of the gun handling. It reminds me very much of the Type 5 75mm gun, I think it is. The Type 5 gun, basically. And that thing is just an absolute legendary weapon. It's just really, really nice to use. And it just has really good velocity. It just has really good penetration. It's really easy to use. It's very user-friendly. And this gun is very similar to that. And Narvel coming in to take out the flak there. The 8.8 flak truck just got absolutely obliterated. Bombs come in. Not today. Not today, my friend. Not today. This thing has really good armor as well, and that's another big benefit of it. So the IL-2 there, I think it was just a 50kg bomb, so nothing really to do any damage, maybe 100 kilograms, but blew a track off, that was it. One of the things I love about this is this little flap here that you can sort of see just in the back of the tank, where it just raises up for the gun elevation. To give this tank better gun depression, the roof raises up. And I do want to do a test one day to see if we can get some shots ricocheting in there to kill the crew with a 7.7mm Browning or something, you know, or a Vickers even, you know. I just want to see if it's possible, so I do need to test that out sometime. So if you are looking to do a bit of a video with me, let me know, because I just really want to test it out to see if it actually works. Anyway, this game's not going very well. Our team are doing terribly, which is usually the case at this PR. We're getting absolutely annihilated by the CAS. As you can see, the Typhoon there has taken out a lot of vehicles, and we're also facing, you know, things like the FV4002, you know, very strong tanks. And this BR is really not very balanced because while we have Tiger 1s and Panthers and stuff, 6.0 for German and Japanese is very underwhelming. The Japanese pretty much only have this and I think it's the Chaffee, at this BR. No, Walker Bulldog, sorry. At this BR. Like, that's the only tanks they get. And they're both pretty... they're unique vehicles that, you know, you can't really use for everyday sort of actions. Now, I've just managed to cap C here. B and A are absolutely lost, and we've pretty much lost this game. I've come to terms with the fact we've lost this game, so I'm going to see if I can get a few kills. 2 kills so far, not too bad, and 1 cap. So we're going okay. Things are doing all right. One of the benefits of this vehicle is it has got a really good engine to it. The engine being in the front as well does stop your crew from getting destroyed a lot of the time. The tank is very mobile as well. It's a really mobile vehicle, and that really, really helps. It's just overall a very, very good vehicle. And the armour as well. As I said, the armour is really good. You've got about 200mm of armour on the front plate there. The sloped plate gives you almost 300mm. It's around, I think it's around about 100mm on the side, or something like 85 to 100mm on the side from the top of my head. You know, but it's just this huge armoured box of a thing. And it, as I said, much like the Ferdinand, it's almost impenetrable from the front sometimes through some vehicles. Unless you're using armour-piercing Disguising Sabo shells, things like that. I guess the only downside of this tank is the fact that this front plate is not really angled. If they had angled it a bit more, this could have been an absolute world beater. The fact that it is a flat front plate, even though it's about 200mm, does mean that most things, you don't get ricochets from it, you just get penetrated. Anyway, we're snooping along here, we're just heading towards their spawn, just seeing what we can find, really, seeing what trouble we can get into. Got to bear in mind as well at this BR, we're going to be facing Cold War era tanks as well, such as the PT-76, which will really damage us. The heat fin stabilized can really do a nasty bit of damage to us. And speaking of PT-76, there is one now. He hasn't seen us. Let's see if we can ambush this guy. We'll sneak up here. Now, the tank has relatively good depression as well, which is very handy. So we're going to sneak up here and see if we can't get this guy in an ambush. Hello. Go to fire, and for some reason my gun's not firing. Now he panic shots there. Trying to fire, trying to get it on point, and finally I get the shot off, and that's the end of that PT-76. Goodbye, my friend. This thing has just got such good post-pen damage. It's just, oh, it's so good. Such a beautiful tank. Honestly, if you're looking to grind up Japanese vehicles, this is probably the premium I would recommend buying, or the Tiger, the premium type, the Japanese Tiger, the Type 5, Type 6, Type 5 heavy. These are the two main tanks, and the thing is, being 6.0, you can easily use this and the Tiger together as well, and you will pretty much grind out the Japanese tech tree without any problem with those vehicles, because they just do everything you need. They've got armor, they've got good guns. The only downside, as I say, is that at this BR you are fighting vehicles that really are much more advanced. They are post-war tech. They are, you know, the FV4202, I think I've called it 4004 before, but, you know, it is a very advanced vehicle compared to these. So we're going to line up here, say goodbye to your engine friend, take out the engine, the gunner, the loader, and not the commander, of course, so we do have to take a secondary shot here, but this guy is dead. Very dead. Goodbye. 4 kills, not too bad. So, we've pretty much lost this game. It's just a waiting down on tickets. Let's see if we can get a final kill here. Now, I saw some AAA fire over to the over towards B, so I think, oh, I'm going to have a little hunt over here. Let's see if we can find this ZSU. So, we've got the ZSU here. Little ZSU coming along. Does not even think to look behind him. He's safe. He's safe, isn't he? He's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. Well, of course he is. Flaming typical. You one-shot everything, and then... Oh god, the British are coming. Well, that's the end of that game, ladies and gentlemen.
Love a cup. I would... Oh, God, yes. Oh, that is gorgeous. I need a cup of the brown stuff, the shade of an acorn, made warm by the same source that I take my cakes from. Using a teapot, a mug or fine china, been hooked up to IVs, need constant supplies, and a drip for my urges might verge on perverted, but for earthy brown tea, I'm certain it's worth it. With Sherpas who work hers and use a fresh fountain, I've discerned brews from Peruvian mountains. I've slurped up a cuppa from an elephant's trunk, with a couple of monks who utterly stunk. I've had bourbons with sultans and creams with queens, and I've bathed in Earl Grey. I'm really that keen, and missionaries dismiss me for my single epiphany. The dip between him and me is a simple sip of British tea. So when times are hard and life is rough, you can stick the kettle on and find me a cup. Now when I say Earl Grey, you say yes please, Earl Grey. Yes please, Earl Grey. Yes please. When I say Assam, you say lovely, Assam. Lovely, Assam. Lovely. When I say ooh, you say ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh. God, not wrong. I've been around the world in 80 brews to see the place it takes me to make a brew that tastes like the cream cakes made by angels do. I'm not the same as you, get shaky but aim to swig amazing fluids but don't make it the same. Now using fine leaves picked by pretty maidens in a bag knitted by a seamstress who lives in Copenhagen, brewed up in a pot made of semi-precious metal, let the blessed content settle in my very special kettle. Now when I say ooh, you say long. Ooh, long. Ooh, long. When I say herbal, you say no thanks. Herbal. No thanks. Herbal. No thanks. No. No, I want milk in it. Strong though. I want to see that spoon stand up. If you're tired of tea, then you're tired of blood. I'm madder than a hatter, it fires my mic. Liken me to Earl Grey, Assam or Ginger, Lapsang, Souchon, raise my pinky finger. Keep your sodding coffee in a proper copper coffee pot and spot me lobbing teapot to your poncy rotten coffee shop. Coffee clocks nodding off, lost the plot sodding off. Need some caffeine tannin and a Battenberg to top it off. Cut them off a different cloth, a different lot can take their beer. On 80 cups a day, I haven't slept for 80 years. You could say I'm mad for tea or just say I'm mad. Oh, you can't stay any longer. Oh, actually, I'm quite glad. All the more Battenberg for me. I can barely pour, my hands have got a bit shaky from caffeine. Oh, love it though. I'd sell my own grandma for a cup. Well, I'd sell your grandma.